Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Kenwood kMix kMX 50. Now I've had this machine for quite a while. I've been using it for mixing cream, etc. Now you guys out there said to me, Steve, we'd like to know a bit more about the machine. So here we go. The first part of this is going to be an overview, and the second part is actually me demonstrating the machine and what it can do and what you shouldn't do with it. Anyway, please subscribe and please share, and we'll get right on with the video. And now we'll have an overview of the machine. The first attachment you get with your machine is a K beater. And then you get your hook. You get your whisk. It's actually a creaming beater. Also you get a splash guard, and also as a safety issue it sort of fits on and you can actually put your flour and stuff through the hole. And also the main thing you get is your stainless steel bowl, which is really good quality. You also get an adjustment tool. And basically speaking, what this does, on the side here you've got a bolt, and you just put that in and you can adjust it. So if it's a little bit high up and down the machine, it's just to adjust it slightly. Very simple, easy to do, anybody can do that. So that's very simple, and it's a straightforward 3-pin plug, and you plug it in. With this, you've got a lock system on the bottom here, and you basically put it in. It's even marked on the bottom, lock, open and lock, and then you just lock it in. As simple as that. Then for the attachment for the top, there's 2 little clip things on each side, and depends on which way round you want it. Depends on how you want to put it on. Goes straight over the top of this like that. You put your attachment in, and you lift up the gadget at the back, push it down, and that's it. That's like your start off mode. So it sort of turns, so if you've got pastry or something in there, it just turns it. So it's just like basically a fold gear, as you can see. Clever bit of stuff, ain't it, guys? And that's where you put your flour in, or any other ingredients. It stops you putting your hands inside the machine. Then obviously you can put it 0, and then we start it on first speed, second speed, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and max. Right guys, now we're going to move on to the test footage. Enjoy. The first test, guys, is with the whisk. So first thing, we press the button at the back of the machine to lift up the head. Then we fit on our bowl and make sure the bowl is locked in. Then we add our whisk, and all that does is gets locked in. Put our head down. Now we're adding our liquid cream. That's a litre of cream we're putting into the machine. Now we just turn that so it just turns round gently first. Now we're going to whack it up onto maximum. This cream will mix for around about 5 minutes. As you can see, it's getting thicker. Now this is the maximum amount of cream you could possibly put in that machine, 1 litre. There you go, guys. That's as simple as that. And for the next test, guys, it's the hook. And for this Kenwood mixer, I've set it on first speed for 1 minute. Let that mix around for a bit. Now we're going to give it a good scrape down. It's important. I just make sure everything off the bowl and all mixed in nicely. See if you've got any of the yeast or anything's left on the side, shouldn't be, but. Right then, well, now the machine does rock with dough in it. And now we're going to be mixing this up for around about 5 to 6 minutes. As you can see it rocking away there. Now part way through, we're going to be stopping it and scraping down again. Scraping this down. Now with this machine at the moment, this is a softer dough. So with a hook, you don't need to worry too much. So now give it a good mix round. And this is on first speed. Don't scrape it down like I'm scraping it because the machine's on. Do make sure you turn your machine off before putting anything into the machine bowl. Right guys, now we're moving on to the K beater. Now what I find with the K beater is there is a maximum amount you can go to before the motor starts giving a winding sound. Now gently going off like this at the moment, that's great. That's not a problem. And now we start adding icing sugar, which doesn't sound too bad. Now we'll whack it up a bit. You can hear that whine. Now we're going to overdo it a little bit. And this is what I wouldn't visualize any of you guys at home doing. The bowl is overfilled here. And this machine with this capacity in it whines. You can hear that winding sound. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. The kMixer, absolute brilliant little machine. I love it to bits. The only downside guys is the rocking about on a stainless steel table. Now if I was judging this in points, I've got to say it would be a 9 from the Crazy Baker, because it was let down by the rocking. The build quality is spot on. I can't criticize it. It does have its little flaws, but then I think you'll get little flaws with everything. Now, going back to the design, I felt as though it's that pure retro design from the old days. And those engineers, I mean, the design of this was probably back to 1947 when they started. Now, the capacity of this machine is probably a little bit low, but when I do my recipes, I always sort of keep within that range. So the cake recipe itself, capacity is 2.7 kilogram. A dough size, again, is 1.3 kilogram. Now, if you're doing eggs, it'll load up to 12 eggs whipped up. Now, going down to your flour, now this is where the important thing is, especially if you're doing doughs and things. And the flour size for this bowl is 680 grams, which doesn't seem a lot, but it's enough to do a reasonable loaf of bread. The bowl size itself is a 5-litre bowl, and the power wattage of this machine is 500 watt. Now, if you're buying one of these machines today, you'll only be able to get the 1000 watt version. that doesn't matter, because the difference between the price what I paid and what the price is today, there's nothing in it. Now, I bought my machine from John Lewis. It was off the shelf and it was actually in a bag. So it's just their demo. Original price was 450 quid and I got it for 300 notes. And as you've seen from the attachments I got with it, I got a few attachments. Now today, that machine will cost you on the net directly from Kenwood 300 quid. And that's for a 1000-watt machine. And again, the accessories are limited this time because you have to pay extra for those extra accessories. But there again, that's up to you. That's your choice. I mean, let's be fair. Some of the accessories I got with the machine I never use. So realistically, I don't know why I bothered having the accessories. But then when it's off the shelf at John Lewis, hey, you take what's given to you, really. At the end of the day, they were giving me a toaster with it and a number of other bits and pieces for 300 notes. I'd have just said, yes, please, and I'll take it away. At the time, I wasn't sure if it was a good price or not. But when I got back and looked at what the proper prices were on the net and that, I thought, oh, I've got a bargain. Once again, this Kenwood is a spot-on machine. I'd recommend you buying it. Now, if you're concerned about buying one off the net with a 500-watt motor, don't worry too much about it. Because the guarantee on these particular models were 5 years. And unless the person you're buying from secondhand has been working in a bakery like myself, and we do run things to its limit. So, and I doubt if you're going to get one at home, someone's used and think, oh, it's been well used, because they probably haven't been used at all. People at home don't bake like that. Well, if you're a good baker at home, you'll probably buy a bigger machine than this anyway. So don't worry about that. But today's price at home on eBay, you can pick this same machine up for around about, what, 150 quid, which is an absolute bargain. But I'll go to say buyer beware, because if you did happen to be a baker who owned that machine beforehand, or it's been one of those YouTubers that took it to its full limit, it may be on its way out. So be careful in what you're buying. Though I've given it 9 out of 10, it really could have been a 10 out of 10 if it didn't rock about all over the table. That machine rocked and rolled like Status Quo did across the world. And I felt as though it's a bit of the downside of the machine, but apparently people have been saying to me, Kenwood's not the only one that rocks and rolls. You know, so and I do rock and roll as well. Oh, I hope you enjoyed this review. I know it's short and sweet, and I've had this machine a long time, so it's my personal review of it, basically. And I did pay for this machine myself. I didn't get given to it, and I'm not sponsored by Kenwood or anybody. Anyway, we'll see you again very shortly in a Crazy Baker review. Laters!